versus EpiphanyBolt. This will be the last deciding map Overpass between these two teams. The two, is it Nordic? Yeah, it's Nordic. Not Scandinavian, because Scandinavia is only Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. So Nordic, these two Nordic teams. Saw and the gang played. They played all right. I gotta give them that in the earlier game. Unfortunately enough, they didn't really work it out all the way in the first map. Second map worked out pretty well for them. But we're gonna get into the pistol round now. An easy tag, Piffer and the gang, and they just roll them over as they push down into connector. 2 frags already out. And EpiphanyBolt, they do have a good knowledge of what's going on behind the walls of this map, at least from my understanding after seeing EpiphanyBolt actually trying to surround that B side with a lot of shots, not necessarily knowing that there is anyone in a specific spot after seeing X7. Obviously, now they know that he's there, but they're trying to scare them off, and I like this. EpiphanyBolt uses sound a lot, and that is cool, but I'm not sure what that was. Twista just in the corner right there, getting easy tech pretty easily. ST will be going in for the kill on X7, and it makes it a 2-on-2 situation. Saw coming up, trying to make a headshot happen on short, misses out on some of the shots, and actually gives away a 2-on-1 situation to Epiphany here. Twista is left alone, and he's going to go down eventually as well. Moment just there with the kill, goes for the straight up headshot, and 1-0 is what we're going to be seeing. EpiphanyBolt going on a spree in the early beginning again. Could that be the case? And then, I'm not sure if comeback is doable here, but for RCTIC, if that is the case. But EpiphanyBolt, when they start rolling, we've seen them go on roll before, and I'm not hoping, I'm not going to say I'm hoping, but I'm eager, I'm very urged to see a very good momentum and flow from EpiphanyBolt, because when they do have that action, that is action for real. RCTIC, though, are playing very slow on the CT side. Obviously, it's Overpass, so they can just pretty much, they can back off every single time they spot an enemy out, because it's such a large and big map that has the pretty much only map that has that opportunity together with Cobble, and it's structured in that way. But they play that safe. I mean, they go in for 1 kill. It doesn't really matter that much. RCTIC are down to a round where they pretty much have to focus on that either way. So let me see if we can have the equipment value for every single round. There we go. So there we go. In the graphs, equipment value. RCTIC are playing a very slow game again, but they do have a few things that are sticking out of line here, and I like that, because it still shows EpiphanyBolt that you can't just mess around, that you can't just rush us, because there's always 1 or 2 people going really offensive at the early beginning of every round to get that first info. Whether he dies or wins that battle doesn't really matter, because it gives so much info for RCTIC whether he does win that battle or not. Doesn't really matter for them. But this is also a pistol round, and you need to take that into consideration. Now, Moment is missing out on the second shot of the head. Not really the ultimate head popper right there, but we'll be going in for the kill eventually after spotting the man out coming up from connector, or underground as some may want to call it. 3-0, and EpiphanyBolt, they will be facing the first round where RCTIC actually has a fair equipment value in comparison to the T side here. Yeah, and that's the op, so still a bit more fair. I wouldn't want to say this is very fair, but still, it's the round that, it's the first round where RCTIC actually has heavy armory and weaponry, so taking that into consideration as well, it's important that they win this round. But EpiphanyBolt still got that AWP, and that is important for them to utilize in the best possible way. Now, he's not doing much, just standing behind and holding long at this stage, but if he does find a kill, if anyone wants to push, he is the one to hold down the back of the team, and I really love the respect that EpiphanyBolt still has for their enemies. I mean, after all, it is a third map, and RCTIC actually showed up to the battle in the earlier map that we saw being Mirage, so 27. He is just on fire. Goes in for 2 straight kills right there. Moment and easy tag just goes down. ST will be going for the flick. Makes sure he gets that kill. Twista falls down to the ground, but still a 2-on-4 situation. And Sagerton is still inside of underground. He might just rush up and get these guys from behind. But Surige, if he falls down at this scenario, they're not going to be spotting him out. They're not. EpiphanyBolt, they kind of give me the sense of that they have big respect for the enemies that they're facing. Very huge respect. But not only that, they expect themselves to have, you know, the knowledge of understanding where RCTIC are gonna be, and they don't expect them to stand around corners at certain spots, or, you know, standard spots that, you know, you would see people in on MM. But and that is literally the reason to why they lost that round. Could have been a round for them to take home. Obviously, was with a lot of with big odds against them. But even if it was, it's still that respect that has to be there all the way, as even if you start pushing. And it feels like they start getting that now that Heifer just goes wild inside a connector. Surige left alone with 4 nades on him, actually, so saving this would be very, very optimal for him, seeing as it should be very hard, at least, for him to make a round out of this. But yeah, I would probably not suggest going for this. No, it's just going to be a straight up save. What they did here was EpiphanyBolt. They pushed down into underground to make sure they got the first map advantage of, like, not only underground. I think they had 2 people going up short as well to get the reply on anyone being inside of underground. And the fact that there's so many bullets going around, not only through the walls but actually inside of underground, gives so much of a, like, it clusters you in so bad that you pretty much only have a wall to stand behind, and at that point, it's so hard to get back in, because of not only, you know, you get tagged as you get shot, and you gotta take that into consideration as these guys are playing this game. And being tagged slows you down. Slowing you down gives them more time to shoot at you, so just keeping that in mind is very, very important. And easy tag. Oh my god! Make that a third of the round. You are a god. Just with the boost, exploiting that. You know what this is all about, right? Saw is left alone here with the AK-47. He's got that CZ-75. Decides to back up and over towards the A side. And it looks like it's going to be a very successful save if not from making too much noise. Oh. So much time just ticking by here. I don't really know what to say. EpiphanyBolt, like, I already went through what they did here. Pretty much the same thing. Going down underground, not only underground, but you can see, like, if you go down to underground with a cam, now you can't see it anymore, but if you did, there's shots all over the wall. Incredibly, a huge, incredible amount of bullets just sprayed towards that wall. So yeah, they do cluster them in there, and then they make sure that they die very, very easily, and it's just an easy game for them, thanks to that, thanks to the fact that they do these small things. And I'm not sure if RCTIC is gonna try and steal that tactic when they're playing the T-side, but even if they do, I think EpiphanyBolt will start reading that very, very quickly if that is the case for the second half. We're not even close to that, so not gonna go into deep on how the second half is gonna go, but I just wanted to put that out there, that, you know, that might be the case, because RCTIC are not adaptive, but they can really reform their play after how they're meeting someone else's, and, well, that is adapting, but reform to someone else's play very easily. Not to face them, but to actually play the way they did towards you. So mirroring. Moment. We're going in for a kill right there. Twista goes down. Saw with the AK-47 coming through on lower. 1 HP remaining. Just spraying through that smoke is enough, and Krumer will be facing him off in that duel, making him go down. 1-6, and EpiphanyBolt's in the lead. EpiphanyBolt's in the lead. So good as it is, EpiphanyBolt actually seen to have a very strong advantage on the T side of this map. And Overpass, where I would kind of expect EpiphanyBolt to be alright on this map, but not the way they're playing right now. I would not expect them to do that, because they're playing so close quartered that it kind of shocks me, because of the fact that they played on cobble so well in the open venues. We took that up, I don't know how many times, but the open venues was pretty much what gave them a win on cobble. Now they're just flustering every single one of them, and look at this. They're like, they just keep spraying. Krumer has no problem. Krumer has no problem. Their mates, everybody, just spraying like crazy every single time, and I cannot stress how well played that is by EpiphanyBolt so far. Like they truly know how to control that one area, even though it's probably the squishiest area. It is the squishiest area on this map, and they know how to control that when the open venues was to their advantage on cobble, which is still very, very shocking to me. But I guess Overpass is just a map of choice for these guys. RCTIC, Twista going in for the kill on easy tag right there, so they do have the 2-man advantage right here. And RCTIC, they want to be careful with what they do next, because, oh, Heifer. Annihilation. He continues to push down into underground, and he actually makes another kill happen. But as that comes across, X7 will be replying as soon as he gets Saw, and 7-2 is what we're going to be seeing. EpiphanyBolt, they start losing a little bit of that kind of play that they had earlier. All in all, they can't go with the same thing for a full half. If they could, then RCTIC wouldn't be a team to face at all. It wouldn't even be worth for them to be in this tournament. So I understand that they go with something else, and that RCTIC actually starts anti-stratting them right here. And I see how that works. I do. But yeah, X7 will be going in for the first. Heifer falls down, decides to back off, and actually maintain very, very sweet and calm on this site, knowing that, yeah, I mean, you know, might even as well turn towards B. Now, ST had his spider senses tingling. He saw that there was someone coming up from behind, and he kind of knew that there was something going on, and he wanted to get up there and see if there's anything, but didn't entirely. There we go. Easy tag goes in for the first kill. Saw falls down. So Reach with another one, and that's gonna be easy tag falling down to the ground. 4-on-3 situation, and Krumer with that smoke facing up towards the sky will be landing. Let me see if we can follow that nade. Just on point to smoke off. I think that is lower actually. So Moment will be going in for 1, and this is a 3-on-1 situation. Not much for him to do with only 2 HP remaining. And EpiphanyBolt, they're losing that speed play that I want to see from them. And what I mean by that is pretty much how versatile and quick they are. Very, very virtuous as they get into the sites, and like just good at many things at the same time, and they mix their plays very, very well. Now, these 3 rounds where we've seen them lost has not been an example of that, and I've really gotta stress that RCTIC aren't making it easy for them either. They're definitely not making it easy for them. Yeah, they're getting info. EpiphanyBolt, though, they have Heifer to go in for that first frag. Also reach inside of connector. And they do have the boost. Headshot is there. Heifer will be going in for the straight up kill on Saw right there in X7, pushing like crazy. Let's hope he is not allowed to get that kill. He's allowed to even back off, and this is what's up with X7. He's not afraid of anything. He knows that, yeah, you know, I'm just here to get 1 or 2 frags, 3, maybe 4, 5, could be an ace. You know what? I don't care. I die, and the rest of my team can just handle the situation because I already did what they had to do. Well, Sagerton does actually go down, and it makes it a 1-on-1 situation after him finishing off with 2 great frags on EpiphanyBolt's team. And ST, he goes over towards the A site here. I think you can still hear me. I'm not sure, but if I'm just gonna go ahead and cast. EpiphanyBolt has got ST to rely on here, and with the AWP in hand, should not be a problem for him as he's got the peak at straight point on where Twista is going to be coming. So, 8-3. Quite impressive still. I want to say EpiphanyBolt are definitely proving us that mixed languages. I'm not sure if they're speaking Danish, Swedish, or English here, but I'm assuming English and Danish actually. And if that is not the case, if it's English, then that's, you know, that's kind of casual, but if it's Swedish and Danish, it's very rare. It's very rare to see such good teams play with multi-language. Even if they're like, even if the languages are cousins to each other, it's like, I'm Swedish myself. I don't understand a word of Norwegian even. Not even Danish, so. Quite impressive. I've got to give them that. Can't take that away from them. So, it's just going to be holding this off X7 as well. With that flashbang in hand. Coming through to get at least 1 frag. Reply. Yeah, that has to be there. Hiffer is able to get X7 and make him fall down, and that makes it a 3-on-1 situation. Still, Sarij has a very bright chance of making something happen. He even denies that plan, so I would not doubt a second that Sarij can make this around. But we will still wait and see. Moment. Waiting out quite a good AG to make him fall back, but the pick up. Oh my God, Sarij! What was that? That just doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen. AWP on point through that box, and the bomb is gonna get planted. If he takes this round home, Sarij, 4K, quad kill god, goes for the defuse as well. What an incredible clutch. 4-8, and he makes this round happen for RCTIC. What an incredible player. Hey, yo, I ain't got words. Bro, I woke up my neighbors. I don't care at all. That was worth it. You know what? That was more than worth it. Jesus Christ. Mucho grande. Very good. EpiphanyBolt. I'm gonna be going with the pistols here, due to the fact that they lost to RCTIC's 1 Sarij. Saw it going wild here, exploiting the fact that this is a low budget round. He actually goes with the MP9 to, you know, money make a little bit, you know? Make those dollars happen. And the funny part here is that EpiphanyBolt, they invested very much money into this round. I don't even think they profited off of this. Obviously, with the bonus, they do. And that's, you know, take that into consideration. But if they didn't buy in that round and still got the bonus, they'd make more money. That's what I'm saying. So, RCTIC here are... I mean, EpiphanyBolt has already won the first half pretty much, but at the same time, RCTIC are really good at answering every single thing that EpiphanyBolt does here and come up with ideas to face them in next rounds. That is very smart. But this time, Moment is the anti-rotator, and he actually manages to do his job very well by getting 2 kills as they try to get through with Connector. Sagerton will be finishing off Kruger, and thanks to that, well, they get that info on where these guys are at. Next 7 eventually falls down after getting a kill on ST. Hiffer will be going in for that response instantly to make sure they do still win that round. So 5-9 and 6-9, 10-5 doesn't really matter. As I mentioned earlier, there's still always a very good opportunity for a comeback for RCTIC. But then this time on the T side, which is what they did pretty much on Mirage, I'm pretty sure. So I mean, it's doable, but I just EpiphanyBolt, they've given me this impression that they're really, really, really good with the open venues, and playing defensively on open venues with long-range weapons like AWP or you know, just heavy rifles pretty much. If you can face enemies on long ranges, that is pretty much when you want to play Overpass or Cobble. And Cobble was one of the maps where they definitely gave me the bigger expression, or the bigger impression. What am I saying? Expression, impression. Mirage, not so much, but they still adapted very, very well into playing against RCTIC, which is still very, very shocking, I gotta say. Wouldn't expect them to just turn around the way they did. Sagerton will be supporting the mates as they're getting into this site. EasyTog will be going in for another one. So Reach goes down, and it's a 1-on-2 situation. Coomer with the AK-47 goes in for the last kill of the first half, and that's going to be Twista falling down by the AK-47. It's also an assist for your information. 5-10, and CT side, EpiphanyBolt, didn't work out well on Mirage, I gotta say. It did not, but I said that the open menus are something for these guys, and I highly do still believe in that. Let's just hope that I'm right here. For them, obviously. And RCTIC, I'm not sure about RCTIC here. To be honest, to be fair, I say Underground is one of the passages where you're gonna have a bigger chance, but then at the same time, you gotta take into consideration that RCTIC are a team that can play very, very well when they start rushing together and playing as a unit, and a unit on these very open venues is hard to face if you're only one man holding that down. So Long, for example, up towards A is probably an area that could be very, very exploited by RCTIC, and that I think EpiphanyBolt will have problems with if RCTIC actually starts using that against them. Now, EpiphanyBolt, they will be standing up for themselves in the pistol round, at least going in for 2 great frags as the enemies are pushing. Sagerton, though, goes in for 1, makes that a second, together with Saw as they get into this side, and makes it a 2-on-3 situation, grabs the 1-man advantage. The bomb is not yet planted, but they will be going in for more kills before making that plant go down. And so Reach, with the flashbang coming up towards CB, I was about to say, but ST, it is, with a P2000. 9 HP remaining, and on upper, he has to make something out of this. A bullet is enough to penetrate through and kill this guy, so just YOLOing out is pretty much everything he can do here in ST. He goes down to Reach there. It looked like a bright start for EpiphanyBolt as they got those 2 first frags, but it's like they panic out and they still stand on the site. It's not like they're trying to back off or hold each other's back in any way. Obviously, there was a lot of smokes, and they actually clustered them in pretty well on that B side. Now, once again, open venues are really, really good in EpiphanyBolt. This is where they're facing them on the very squishy areas, and if you don't face them, like, before they get out on the field, if you don't make them squish into that area, it's really hard to face them on the field as they get out on the bigger and more open, wide areas. But it's only when they've got that pillar in the way, pretty much. So there's so many obstacles on the B side that I think can be the reason to why EpiphanyBolt isn't performing as well there as I think they would on the A site. But yeah. So Deagle in the hands of EasyTag, he doesn't really care. I mean, he's CT, right? So getting that money either way. And the Deagle, so kind of cool. 10-7. It is, and is that a replay? No. I don't see this being a replay. It is a straight up replay. What is this? AG, 5 AGs. We saw that on Mirage as well. Didn't we, EpiphanyBolt? Didn't we see that on Mirage as well? Heyo, wait up a second. Wait. I think this is gonna go the exact same way. Look at the kill feed. No, last time there was a team kill, actually. This time it was only a team assist. But still, very close to the same repeated story at the exact same round. I think that is as well. Well, Illuminati is confirmed, my friends. If they win this round. If EpiphanyBolt win this round, then it's not confirmed. But yeah, it's confirmed. RCTIC are probably going to be taking this one home. Krumer is going to go down. Then we've got ST remaining, who's just got to be stressing his way through that door going down by the AK-47. And 10-8 is what we're going to be seeing. And that's just a replay at a replay. Like, I've never seen something alike between two completely different maps with so different structures. It's incredible. I've never seen that in my entire life. So, quite cool. But 10-8. EpiphanyBolt, they do have that off now on ST, and he has to hit those shots on point to block people off. If they're going long, but it's a matter of waiting, pretty much. Stop. He's gonna be missing out on a couple of shots there. Coming up along. There's really no one there to hold it down, so at this stage, I'd just exploit that to the best, but RCTIC are playing this safe. And I love how both of these teams has got such a big respect for each other. They're still very afraid of putting them, you know, without info overall. And oh my god, what the Krumer? Hey yo, Krumer. Very lucky frag. Very lucky frag. Smoke. Coming up towards short to buy a lot of time. They don't care. They just push through knowing that, yeah, we're 3 people out on this side. Doesn't really matter what they do here. But it does, because EpiphanyBolt, they've always got that plan B with a 2-on-2 situation on hand. So Reach with that AWP, if he's exposed to close range battle, it's going to be hard. And not even that. Krumer takes him on long range with an A4. Yeah, he's going to go down as well. Krumer with the kills just cleanses this with a quad. Hiffer supported him in the early beginning of the round, and yeah, Krumer definitely great play coming up here, man. Gotta give him that. 11-8. Staggered on, and Surge. I'm not sure if that's Surge actually. Yeah, it is. Coming up on middle, goes in for that first kill on ST, and ST actually loses that up due to that matter being a fact. So that's quite not cool for him. So I mean, they could actually exploit that as well, because now that there's no long range peeker, what are they gonna do on long? Good headshot coming up by Easy Tag. So they still maintain that one-man disadvantage, which is alright for EpiphanyBolt. As soon as they get the equalizer, that's when they have to step in. But it's all on that equalizer. They need to... pardon me. They need to get those equalizers as soon as possible. X7 starts pushing into the site. Hiffer falls down. Krumer with replies. Makes 2 happen. And it's a 1-on-2 situation, so not impossible for a moment here. But he has to be very, very quick. He does have that depth kit. He does have that AG that might just damage enough to make something out of this situation. And he's sneaking his way through from toilets to shock these guys from behind. And take a look at what he's doing. He's going to go in for the first frag right there, make that a second, and he picks that up! EpiphanyBolt. Oh my god, moment. What a moment. Picks up that AWP as well to drop that to ST, so quite cool stuff going on. Quite some cool stuff. Cool beans. 8-12, and EpiphanyBolt in the lead, now also in the equipment value advantage, if we can put it that way. They know that there's probably a low budget round going on, so they do actually exploit that as well by having Easy Tag play with the MP9. Didn't work out all the way though, and the close range actually went to X7, having that AK-47 hitting him right in the head. And they're gonna go straight into the A side. This is where where my theory has to kick in, where EpiphanyBolt has to play good on the more open ranges and the open venues. So 2 kills so far, looking pretty alright, but X7 is wild when it comes to getting into sides, right? We've seen that before, jumping like crazy and stuff. 3 kills so far. He has to ace this to win this round for the team, and that ain't happening when Moment's around, coming up from truck, denying him the ace. 13-8 in EpiphanyBolt. They've got the momentum now. Looks like, at least. X7 goes down very quickly right there. Syringe could have gone down, but yeah, and this is where EasyTag has to start adapting himself to the more, and that's really only individually, to the better play style where he doesn't die after going in for that first kill, or even dies before getting a kill. Because let's be real, if you give away an MP9 to someone who has a low budget round and they get many kills with that, you might just as well give them the op. You might as well just drop that to them and kill yourself, because you get so much money out of playing with that MP9. It's incredible. And if they get kills on you with that, it's I don't know. Maybe that's, you know, on the overdrive, but you catch my phrase. Like it's a ridiculous amount of money that you can earn out of that. 14-8. And EpiphanyBolt, they seem to be on their spree. They do. They do. Now, economically, RCTIC are still very low on money. They do afford the rifles here, though. Not with the full nade kits. I've never seen them memory. And that might be a problem if they don't utilize the nades and the small amount of nades that they have in the right possible way. Hiffer goes in for a good kill on Twister right there as he's coming up on short waters, and that's really good because now that the equalizer is out, EpiphanyBolt might just actually focus on going in for the retake on that A side, as, you know, RCTIC, they're already out here. The plan is already out there. Saw, he's going to be spotting a man out, goes for the straight up headshot, misses out on a couple of shots though, and that AG is going to hurt him pretty bad. Double AG, and oh my god, they actually kill him with them. As that comes up, Sagerton with the AK-47 will be spotting another man out, and that's inside a bank. The reply is there in EpiphanyBolt. They do focus on these small things that make such a big difference. No smoke this time, though, to support them in going in for this defuse, and I think that is the major issue here, and that might just get RCTIC around. If you look at it from their perspective, X7 goes in for one, make that a third of the round, and he's not playing around. This guy ain't playing around. Moment versus X7 is the battle we wanted to see, and X7 wins that battle, 9-14, any day in the week. I think X7 is very good in comparison to Moment, please, right there. Especially in those scenarios where Moment's already pressured up, so it's kind of in favor of X7, but still, X7 is doing so much offensive work, it's incredible, and the fact that he can do it by himself so well is very rare. Very rare. X7 once again goes in for one frag as he opens up the entire site. The rest of the team just joins him and cleanses it out of CTs, and EasyTag, ST, there's not much that they can do here. EasyTag goes down after trying to go offensive on Syringe right there. ST with another one on Syringe, and that's the reply that they pretty much were looking for. The AK-47 in the hands of him. We'll be hearing someone jumping up towards connector, and that's going to be Sagerton catching him in the back as he's trying to flee. 10-14. They were like, this is a long game, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very long game, but it's been very exciting as well. I've got to tell you that. It's not like the earlier game that we saw with the Polish and the Danes. That wasn't nearly half as good as this. That wasn't part a million. That game was not even, that wasn't anything in comparison to this. This game is at least, you know, this has got what esports got. You know, this is what esports represents. Action, you know, action. It's all about action. Now, Twisted goes in for the kill on ST right there as he's dropping that off. They might just pick that up and exploit that with 2 long-range peekers, one towards bank and one towards container. But EpiphanyBolt, they're smarter than that. Because they know that because of the fact that we lost that opera, there is going to be at least one long-range player here that will try and screw us up. An X7, Jesus Christ, this guy's been playing Call of Duty or something. He's jumping around like crazy. Incredible plays coming up by this guy, time after time after time. And 11-14, it's just proving how well this guy has been delivering to this team. I mean, just look at the stats. 27-17. Least deaths, most kills. Very relentless. But it's a very quiet round as EpiphanyBolt. They've got these AGs. All of them are sneaking into the B site. No one is really outside. Oh, X7 again. Like, this is still a 5-on-5. Like, RCTIC, they're hungry for it. Which is very weird. That is weird. More, I don't know. I don't see how there's still 5 players alive on each team. There we go, X7 with some action. 2 kills. So far, one of them being a headshot on Krumer, and the first one being one body shot on ST as he's continuing. He goes in for a third. Might that just be a 4th on bank? Nope, he's going to get that support from Sagraton instead, making it 12-14. And EpiphanyBolt, they're starting to face some issues here as ST with that AWP, if he goes out early into this, there's a lot of trust put into this guy. And I think with the peaks that he does take at occasional points are really dumb and not, like, I'm just sorry to say so, they're not smart. They're not smart at all. Not even I wouldn't go for those peaks. And I'm not good at this game. I'm not saying I'm better than him at all, because he is better than me. Like, all individually, everything, I give him all the cred. But he's standing in positions that are very exposed. And Z-Tag just steps that up. Saw with 1 on 3 situation, goes in for 1, but Hiffers coming up from behind, 15-12, and there you have it. EpiphanyBolt is all I'm saying. This might just be it. RCTIC still got enough money to you know, purchase these nades, these AWPs, these AK-47s, but in the end, in the long end, EpiphanyBolt, they got that 15th round out. They're pretty satisfied, I'm quite sure. RCTIC are gonna do anything. That's literally anything to get back into this game with a comeback. Comeback from the comeback. EpiphanyBolt though, they have ST. Ooh, that nade just hits him. very bad. Surij with the AWP going in for easy tag right there, and it makes it a 3-on-3 situation, equalizing the game back to what it's supposed to be for RCTIC here, and they really satisfied with that as well, looking at the way they're playing. Saw very wildly going out towards the B site. EpiphanyBolt, they've got Krumer, who's gonna go in for the first frag on Twister right there, so it's a 2-on-3 situation, and Heifer is up here on the A side, and they're just rushing. They're just rushing in here to see if there's anyone on truck, if they're like trying to Molotov things off here. And they do get that first upper frag towards truck. Hiffer falls down. They do get that bomb planted as well. So chilling time right now is pretty much what they're doing. And RCTIC are just waiting for every single one of EpiphanyBolt to get to them instead of, you know, pushing at all, which is very smart as you've got the post plant positions very well placed out. That's going to be Storage for the first. Continuing, Saw goes in for another one and just straight up red. So, very low budget round coming up here by EpiphanyBolt. Obviously, they don't want to go all in for this, you know. They know that this is a round where if we invest too much, we're pretty much screwed in the next one. So just try and deal eco damage or build money from the pistols that they have is what they're looking for. I don't even think they can deal eco damage anymore. I would be if RCTIC lost this round, but it's highly doubtable. Very highly doubtable. Twista goes in for the kill on moment right there. And Hiffer and Krumer are left alone here with the pistols that they've got in their hands. Hiffer makes one happen, almost a second one, but Sagerton will be denying him with the AK-47, X7 as well, with Krumer right there, not allowing anything to pass through his body, and Krumer allowing something to pass through his body, pardon me for that. But 14 to 15 in EpiphanyBolt, this is DE round for them. This is the round where either you win or you go to overtime, and if you go to overtime, you know what's up. RCTIC, they're gonna be willing to do anything to crush you down the way they're playing right now. Twist up. He's gonna get that boost. Spots a first man. Now goes in for the first man. Kill him. They get another one. Sagerton not allowing anyone to come up from behind the way they did last time, and even gets a second. Like, what is that? Just flicks over back and forth. Smoke coming up towards upper. Molotoving off some spots on the side, and they just get out. They've got the bomb, and overtime is what it's supposed to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Overtime is probably what we're looking at, and yep, that is the case. Break, they say. So, yeah, I think we're going to have a very short break as well here on the stream. We'll be back with the game and with the overtime as soon as they're ready. Be right back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with EpiphanyBolt versus RCTIC, and it will be the first overtime. I'm not sure. Like, we might see 7 overtimes today. Like, this is DE game. You know, the game that might just go down. Like, this might be the new world record. Like, it might as well just be, because these teams are playing so well, fair to each other, that like I can't. This is probably the most equal game I've casted in a very, very, very long time. So just keep that in mind if you want to continue watching this entire game, because it will take its time. I'm telling you, OT1 is on its way. Oh my god, ST leading us in with 2 great first frags right there with the AWP very quickly. A nice movement going up by him as well. Krumer with another one, and they actually seem to play this incredibly very, very stable play on the CT side, with a very good offense mixed with a defensive play on the B side and the A side. So cool plays, cool plays. I'll need to get the microphone closer to me. There we go. Hello. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. So, we continue. An EpiphanyBolt. They just spread out the way they did earlier, pretty much. There's full AKs on RCTIC's team here as well, so should have an advantage when it comes to long-range peeks. But then again, you never know with these guys. They might just headshot and pop you out as soon as they cross the corner, and that is very, very risky business. But we'll see how this continues. Very slow play. There's RCTIC's coming through. There we go. X7 goes in for a first frag on Krumer right there. Makes another one happen. And Saw just goes in for the double. Isatag and ST goes down, and Saw just opening up this A side like massively. And at this stage in the game, there's pretty much no way in the world. I'm not sure what happened to X7. I think he's AFK or timed out. No, he's back. I guess something happened. I'm not sure. 15-16, and I think we're going to be seeing 16-16 as this round flies by. And eco-wise, if you didn't already know what an MR3 means, an MR3 means that it's max rounds 3 per half. So in total, with 2 halves, there's 6 rounds, and the one to win the majority of those rounds, being 4, the number 4, will win the game. That's how it works. So there's always a fair chance, and there's always an opportunity to go to an endless amount of overtimes if both of the teams are that good. Twista just decides to back off. Saw as well. They're playing this very safe play now, knowing that EpiphanyBolt's probably got, you know, they're standing behind the corners here. They know what's up. First kill coming up here by ST. Decides to back off and over to the smoke. Shoots through the smoke once. AG coming through. Decides to back off again, and even further into the CT. To the CT spawn. Pardon me for the coughing, guys. I've got the worst cold. But Mister will be going in for another frag right there. Next 7 goes down due to that matter being a fact. Twista with the AK-47 coming up towards B, opens up with 1 first frag, and he has that support from Cybertron as they do come up. And 2-on-1 situation, not impossible for Surij if he just times this well, but he does take his time. Another smoke is coming up though, and that's just going to expose his position for ST, giving him a free frag right there on Surij. Well, in conclusion, guys, this game might just never end. I think, and I'm honest here, I think we might go in to very deep overtimes, which is, it's good for the teams. They get to play against each other and all that, but really, it can be hell as well. I can tell you, you get tired after casting for a lot of hours. And probably Robin as well. He's probably gonna get tired of producing and observing. But ayo. At least when it's for that long. Yes. Isatog looking for a first. Saw goes down. X7 goes down as well. And EpiphanyBolt, they open up with a lot of frags here. Here and there. Bombs already got planted. It's all on that retake right now with Sagertown. What was that? Moment just saved him. Moment just saved us back. 18 to 16. And it will be the match point. There you have it. Ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Match point once again. We've been there before, but we'll see if it ends another way this time. Flashbangs and stuff coming up towards the B site. Molotovs, yeah. Just RCTIC holding this off very well and clean. Easy tag. Going in for Saw right there. Sagerton was with an A4. Moment. Porting. And it's a 2-on-2 situation. The bomb is dropped, so RCTIC, what they can do here is pretty much just rely on the fact that people are going to be pushing them eventually here, due to the fact that the bomb is actually dropped right in front of their eyes. And there you have it. So 70 to 18. And I think the RCTIC are really hungry for this. I think we are going to a second overtime, ladies and gentlemen. But I cannot guarantee that that is going to be the case, because EpiphanyBolt, after all, has double up setup here. And you know what that means. It's rumble time. It's rumble time for these guys. If they can get through, they can get through. If they can't, then, you know, double overtime, and they try to do their best on that overtime B side, because that's what they're going to be starting as. X7 opens up with a first frag. Izitag goes down. And it's a very quiet moment all over the map, pretty much. No one's really... They're not daring to do anything, really. Just jumping around, seeing if they can get info. Twista's already gone in for a moment right there, so... 3-on-5 situation, looking very dark for EpiphanyBolt right now to make this GG. Sagerton, 2 kills. I mean, this guy, Sagerton, he knows every single time. He got what it takes. Now, okay, let's see. So, are we back? 10 seconds. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so basically, EpiphanyBolt here, they had 18 to 16, I'm pretty sure that was. They lost 2 rounds in a row here, and this is... people say this is the downside with MR3s. I don't see why it would be a downside that there's just fewer rounds than 5. But I don't really see that. Still a number that can be worked around. And Nisatog throws over that Molotov just across the corner. RCTIC, they've got Surge going down with that AWP, and that opens up EpiphanyBolt's ideas of getting through towards middle. Moment, though, is holding their back by going in for another frag on Sagertown right there. Twista goes down as well, and ST with that frag on the AWP. He knows what's up. He knows how to play that. X7 saw they're left alone here, and X7, he's the only one really turning towards the SA side, so if he can't do much, what can Saw do? He's across the map. The bomb is probably going to get planted any second, and getting around from the angle that he's in, it's gonna be hard, tough, especially when you're meeting ST with that op. 19 to 18. And ST with that up once again goes up for a first frag on Surij right there, missing. I think Surij actually shot him through the wall right there since he's down to 27 HP. I don't think that was an aid or anything. I think that was straight through the wall or leg shot. Heifer with another one goes straight up over and up towards toilets to get another one. And ST, they know how to work that together. ST and Heifer, they know. 2 frags so far for ST, and he's really low on HP. Probably gonna go down. Yeah, he goes down to Saw right there, just to 1 bullet. And Heifer will be doing his best to maintain calm in the position that he's in, pick up that bomb, or going for this kill. And we'll see what he decides to do. Saw has got a good idea of where the enemy's at. He knows that he's towards long. But it doesn't matter. Heifer just flicks that away. He just flicks that away. 20 to 18. And EpiphanyBolt. Yep. They're 2 rounds away now. We're 2 rounds away from winning this game in the double overtime. Which isn't a lot, really. In RCTIC, they're down to a very low budget round with only pistols here, so shouldn't be a problem for them, or for EpiphanyBolt to at least come up with an idea to reply to all these shots that's going to be coming at them. But they do need to realize that there is pistols and that they can exploit that. Moment. It's going to be missing out on a couple of shots. Eventually gets the kill on X7 right there. Jesus Christ. It is a pain, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pain. I've got the cold. Winter gave it to me. Just threw it at me. Heifer with the AK-47. And Saw will be going down 21 to 18. 3 rounds in a row. And a last round. If EpiphanyBolt wins this round, they win this game. I never thought we would get this close to even a 3rd map. Actually, I'm gonna be honest here. But we do continue here as EpiphanyBolt. I'm not sure, that was some GoTV lag, but ST goes in for a first frag. Saw here, left alone in middle to go in for a reply. He continues over towards the CT side of it all and actually tries to get down into connector by smoking off toilets, blocking the vision of ST. It doesn't really matter. He decides to back off, and this is where RCTIC need to find a way through into a side, and I think that's gonna be hard now that Twista, sure, he gets 1 kill, but they've shown themselves off so much that EpiphanyBolts, they know exactly what's going on behind the walls of this map right now. And ST with another one. Saw an X7, and if he peeks the wrong direction, it's gonna be all over. Stop. Twista. X7, all of these guys. Seeing X7 with that first shot to the head on moment. Tries to make another one happen. AG coming flying through the space of the air and just lands perfectly for him to decoy out and get a kill on Krumer with the AWP. Eventually ST goes in for a reply across the map. Twista falls down. Both of them are towards water. The Saw is up on the site now, backing off towards Monster, back and forth. Heifer eventually ends the game, and GGWP is the call from both of the teams. And I've got to say, good game. EpiphanyBolt versus EpiphanyBolt. What? Jesus, I'm forgetting stuff. Rockcat, always Rockcat. I think it's Rockcat in my head, but it's RCTIC. But yeah, that is the case, ladies and gentlemen.